I am very excited to introduce our next guest, Brett Blake. He's the CEO of Annuity.com. It's a retirement organization that is focused on helping retirees retire more successfully. He says it's potentially over a $2 trillion a year market. He's got experience scaling previous operations. He scaled one division from $50 million to nearly $1 billion. So welcome to the show, Brett.
Thanks, Tom. It's great to be with you.
My first question is, how are you moving America forward?
Well, our goal is to move America forward by helping seniors actually enjoy their golden years. That we want those years to be golden, worry less, live longer, and not full of fear.
So I know your background, but the viewers don't. So kind of fill us in on your background.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My background really is centered around fixing challenging distribution problems. And probably my favorite problem was at a fitness company. We were trying to help people get into better shape, and we recognized that they needed support and they needed help. And we developed a distribution model that provided both the help and support they needed and access to products they needed. And so that's kind of my background, has been in that space, helping companies over the years. And I love to do that. I love to empower entrepreneurs. And I see an opportunity in the annuity space that is a distribution problem that needs to be fixed.
So what brought you to Annuity.com, that discovery?
Yeah, that discovery. Well, the truth is I had a friend who called me and said, hey, Annuity.com is available. And like you'd think, well, how in the world is that URL available? That was about 3 years ago. And they actually called me to try to help them find somebody who would buy it. And it didn't take me long to recognize that this was an amazing opportunity in an industry that I'm now really passionate about, and that had a distribution challenge that I thought that we could fix, and we're on the path to do that.
So what's broken with that distribution?
Well, two things. First, it's an awareness issue. 54% of Americans claim they want guaranteed income, and only 25% of Americans are aware of what an annuity is. I mean, most people don't even know what it is, let alone that it's a solution that can help them. So that's the primary problem. But the deeper problem is that we've really focused over the last 40 years on teaching Americans how to fill their retirement bucket, but nobody's taught them how to turn the spout on without letting the entire bucket run dry. And that second half of the financial equation, the decumulation phase, is a serious challenge that has caused a lot of seniors to miss out on their golden years. And financial advisors are good at accumulation, they're good at growth for the most part, but they really haven't been trained on the decumulation part of this. And maybe that's because I think it's more of an insurance problem than an investment problem. You see the insurance companies, as you know well, have figured out that you can have market participation with protection, and that you can actually have a life insurance, not a life insurance policy, but a policy backed by a life insurance company that will guarantee that you're not going to run out of money. You're going to know exactly what you're going to get for the rest of your life. And those insurance problems really provide the needed added tool to help you once you have a full bucket.
So is the rest of the industry starting to catch up with you and kind of recognize this?
Fortunately, I think that it is. When I first started looking at Annuity.com, people were saying, yeah, that's a great URL, but annuities are kind of a bad reputation. But I think a lot has changed just in the last 36 months since I started looking at it. You're starting to see more and more mainstream research and mainstream financial houses starting to acknowledge that although, and I would acknowledge this, you shouldn't have 100% of your portfolios in annuities, right? But you should also not have 100% of your portfolio in the marketplace as well.
Let's talk about how you're fixing this distribution problem in the industry.
Well, if you think about this, first of all, you have to understand it's not an investment problem, it's an insurance problem. And with that in mind, the number of individuals retiring is booming. The number of agents who are annuity specialists has been declining and is declining, in part because they're retiring. And so we've looked at the problem. We've said, listen, with the onset of artificial intelligence, we call it annuity intelligence, we have the ability to help empower every insurance agent with the ability to help their clients across the table with their retirement. So if you think about it, instead of relying on 100,000 annuity agents, we have another 450,000 Medicare agents. We have automobile agents and homeowner insurance agents and life insurance agents. When you talk to individuals and say, who's your annuity agent? Most people look at you like, what are you talking about? But if I said, who does your automobile insurance? A name comes to mind. So we believe we have the opportunity to empower the agents who have relationships in the insurance business to be able to have the conversations and sit across the table and understand the needs of their clients. And with the help of artificial, or again, annuity intelligence, to be able to have the processes and the helps and the systems to be able to help solve those problems. We don't need to develop a sales force from scratch, but we do need hundreds of thousands, 1 million plus agents to be able to really solve this problem and fill the gap between the 54% today who need it, who want it, who say that's what I'm looking for, and the 25% who know about it, and the 18% who have it.
So now you mentioned this refinance retirement. Kind of explain that to me.
Well, we have one thing down pat in America, and that is when interest rates drop, you run to your mortgage broker and you refinance your home mortgage. We've got that down cold. But what we don't know and don't understand, and not enough agents are paying attention to, is the fact that when interest rates rise, you may need to go take a look at your annuities and your retirement portfolio, and it may be time to refinance your retirement and make sure that you're in the best products for the current environment. And I'll give you an example. I had a policy that wasn't that old, that I knew that interest rates had changed. And I went and took a look at it with the help of some, I have some good people I can turn to. They came back to me and said, listen, Brett, on your same principle, you're expecting a $201,000 result at the end of your contract period. We can refinance that into a contract that'll actually pay you $324,000. $120,000 plus more than I expected, just because I knew enough to make a phone call and to ask about refinancing. But the challenge is that most people don't know that, and most agents aren't staying in touch. We hope to be able to change that with technology to help us.
But how does AI fit into all of this? Because it's playing a pretty big role at Annuity.com.
It's a huge role, and there's two roles that we see AI playing for us. The first is it empowers us to expand beyond the small base of annuity agents that are out there, and it provides us, annuities are complex contracts. There are 2,400 products that we have available right now for our clients. And it takes years for annuity agents to become specialists, but those years can be reduced into minutes with an artificial intelligence engine that has access to a ton of information, all of those products, unbiased access to it.
Now, Brett, you talked a lot about AI and its use with agents, but how can a consumer use AI to help them?
Yeah. I think artificial intelligence is underutilized so much right today. So most people will use AI. If they use it, they'll use it like a search engine, and or maybe a Wikipedia where they're asking questions or getting definitions. All that's really helpful. But I think you'd be surprised what you can get back if you actually start talking about your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. And a simple prompt, for example, is to go in and say, listen, I'm 58 years old. I have X amount of money, and I want to see how I can make that money last for the rest of my life. And what do you suggest? My goal is, this is the kind of retirement I want to live. Talk to it. Give it all the information you have. And don't give it your bank account numbers, obviously. And then ask it for answers. And you'd be surprised at the recommendations that it starts coming back with. And you can become well informed just by engaging with artificial intelligence. You can also use it in a conversation. When you get a recommendation from an advisor, from an agent, listen to that, record that, and go back and counsel with AI. Now listen, AI is not perfect yet. It's getting better and better every day. A paid version of it is better than a free version of it. But it can be a great sounding board and a great way for you to validate and verify that you're getting good information.
Well, Brett, this has been a great conversation. I know there's going to be consumers that need some help, and agents that may want to, and people who say, you know what, I think I could do that. We had people in here yesterday that had been in the business, another business, 25 years, and this is like their second or third career, and they're very successful because they want to help people retire. So how can people get a hold of you and Annuity.com?
Yeah, luckily we have a URL that's easy to remember. If you really are looking for an opportunity to relook at your retirement portfolio and maybe refinance your annuities, Annuity.com is a place to go. You'll find plenty of information there, and we can connect you with an expert in your area if that will help. Or if you're an agent, go to joinannuity.com, and you'll get everything you need to know there.
You know, I've got a son and a daughter that are going to be joining Annuity.com here in the next 6 months.
And we're excited to have them.
So thank you very much, Brett, for joining us. And you are certainly moving America forward. And thank you to all of you for watching another episode of Moving America Forward.